Before we dive into today's incredible story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay with us till the very end, because what I'm about to reveal might completely change how you look at the coins sitting quietly in your drawer. Now imagine this. It's 1975, a time when the world was very different. No smartphones, no internet, just simple living and hidden treasures passing quietly from hand to hand. Somewhere in South Africa, a coin is minted. It looks ordinary at first glance, nothing flashy, nothing loud. But sometimes, the most powerful stories are hidden in the quietest objects. This is the story of the one Rand 1975 silver coin. At first, it was just currency. People used it to buy bread, fuel, daily essentials. It passed through countless hands: workers, businessmen, travelers, maybe even someone just like you. No one stopped to think that this small, circular piece of metal could one day carry a legacy far beyond its face value. But here's where things get interesting. Not all coins are created equal. Some are struck with precision, others with slight variations. Some are preserved, others are lost. And then there are those rare moments in history where a coin becomes more than money. It becomes a symbol of time, rarity, and mystery. The one Rand 1975 silver coin is one of those moments. Crafted in silver, it carries not just monetary value, but weight. Real, physical weight that you can feel in your hand. That alone sets it apart from modern coins, which often lack substance. But this coin, it belongs to an era where metal mattered, where coins were built to last, and where craftsmanship was taken seriously. Now think about the journey of such a coin over 50 years. How many survived untouched? How many were melted down, lost, or forgotten? How many remain today in pristine condition? Very few. And that's where rarity begins to speak. Collectors, especially experienced men who have spent decades understanding value, know one thing very clearly. Rarity combined with condition creates power. A coin that is both rare and well-prized is not just collectible, it becomes desirable. And desire is what drives value. But there's something even deeper here. Coins like this are not just metal. They are time capsules. When you hold one, you're holding a piece of 1975. You're holding history, economic shifts, political climates, human stories, all compressed into something small enough to fit in your pocket. And for many men, especially those who appreciate legacy, history, and tangible assets, that feeling is priceless. Now let's talk about something that most people overlook: condition. You see, two identical coins can have completely different values depending on how they've been preserved. A scratched, worn-out coin may tell a story, but a clean, untouched coin tells a stronger one. It shows survival, protection, and rarity at its peak. And when collectors see a coin like that, something changes. That it's no longer just about owning a coin. It becomes about owning a piece that almost no one else has in that condition. Now imagine sitting with a group of collectors. Experienced men, decades of knowledge, sharp eyes. You place this coin on the table. Silence follows. Not because it's flashy, but because they understand what they're looking at. That silence is respect. Because in the world of rare coins, recognition doesn't come from noise. It comes from understanding. But here's the real twist in this story. Most people still don't realize what they might already have. That old coin box in your house, that drawer you haven't opened in years, the small collection your father or grandfather once kept. What if something like this is sitting there right now, unnoticed, unvalued, waiting? And that's what makes this so powerful, because unlike stocks or digital assets, coins are physical. They don't disappear overnight. They don't depend on servers or systems. They exist. They endure. And sometimes they surprise you. Now let's take a deeper look at why coins like the one Rand 1975 silver piece attract serious attention. First, limited survival. Over time, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in collectible condition. Second, silver content. Precious metal always carries intrinsic value, regardless of market trends. Third, historical relevance. Coins from specific eras often gain attention as time passes, especially when tied to significant periods. And fourth, collector demand. As more people enter the world of numismatics, The demand for rare, older coins continues to rise. Put all of this together, and you don't just have a coin. You have an asset. But more importantly, you have a story. And men who understand value don't just buy objects. They invest in stories, in legacy, in something they can pass down, something that carries meaning beyond numbers. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked your old coins? Not just looked at them, but really checked them. Because sometimes, what seems ordinary today becomes extraordinary tomorrow. And history has proven this again and again. Coins once ignored have later shocked the world with their value. Collections once considered small have turned into fortunes. And individuals who took the time to learn, observe, and preserve ended up ahead of everyone else. So maybe this isn't just about one coin. Maybe this is about awareness, about realizing that value isn't always obvious, about understanding that sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest potential. And now, we come to the moment you've been waiting for. The value. Not what it was, but what it can be. Because in the right condition, in the right market, and in the presence of the right collector, this one Rand 1975 silver coin can reach an astonishing value of up to $4 million. Before we dive into today's fascinating coin story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another journey into the rich world of coins, history, and hidden treasures. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's take a step back in time. Picture it. South Africa, the year 1967. A year filled with change, challenge, and quiet power. Amidst the political tension and cultural shifts, everyday people went about their lives, handling coins that told silent stories. And in the pockets and purses of citizens, one small yet mighty piece of metal stood out. The 10-cent coin of 1967. This coin might seem small, just another piece of silver-toned currency, but when you really look at it, when you hold it in your hand, it becomes something far more than just 10 cents. It becomes a gateway, a key to the past, a living artifact. The 1967 South African 10-cent coin was part of a series that followed the country's transition from the British-influenced system of pounds, shillings, and pence into the modern decimal system. This decimalization happened just 1 year prior in 1966. So the 1967 coin wasn't just currency. It was a symbol of modernization, a marker of a new era for the country. And for those who lived through that shift, there's no forgetting it. On one side of the coin, you'll see the iconic image of the protea flower, South Africa's national flower. The design is simple, elegant, and unmistakably proud. The lines are clean, the relief deep, and the message clear. This is a coin born of South African soil. The words SUID Africa and South Africa are inscribed in bold around the edge, a reminder of the country's dual linguistic heritage. Flip the coin, and you'll be greeted by the classic image of Jan van Riebeeck, the Dutch settler often credited with founding Cape Town. His profile appears strong and steady, like a monument carved in metal. His presence on the coin is no accident. It was meant to instill a sense of continuity, of legacy, even as the country changed the way it measured its money. Now, to a young man in 1967, maybe this coin wasn't much. Maybe it bought a newspaper, a loaf of bread, or a quick tram ride. But for the older generation, the ones who remembered the war, who knew the taste of real hardship, this coin held more weight. It wasn't just about what it could buy, but what it represented. Stability in a time of change. Familiarity in the face of progress. That if you're watching this, chances are you remember those times. You remember the smell of fresh bread in the corner shop, the sound of coins clinking on the counter. You remember what 10 cents could actually do. And maybe, just maybe, you've still got one of those 1,967 coins tucked away in an old drawer or hidden in a cigar box, waiting to be rediscovered. But here's where things get interesting. You see, not all coins are created equal. Some are mass-produced, worn down, and forgotten. But others, well, they become treasures. The 1967 10-cent coin, especially in top condition, is one of those hidden gems that collectors seek out, not just for its silver shine or its historical face, but for its story, its symbolism, its scarcity. And that brings us to the heart of this video, the value. That's what everyone wants to know, right? What's it really worth today? But let's hold that thought just a moment longer. Because value isn't always just about money. Sometimes it's about meaning, about the memories that come rushing back when you hold a piece of your past. It's about the feeling of legacy, of something enduring. And in a world that moves faster every day, that's something truly valuable. Still, let's talk numbers. Because while the emotional weight is real, the financial value can be surprising too, especially for a coin like this. Condition matters, rarity matters, and most of all, timing matters. A coin like the 1967 10 cents, if kept in mint or near mint condition, can reach impressive heights in today's collector's market. The truth is, this isn't just a 10-cent coin anymore. For those who know what they're looking for those who understand the coin's historical context, its craftsmanship, its place in a shifting nation, it can be worth far more. Now imagine this, a perfectly preserved 1967 10-cent coin, with its crisp lines, untouched edges, and deep luster. It's not just a collector's item. It's an investment, a prize, a rare find. And today, in top-graded condition, this very coin has been valued at up to 1 million South African rand. Yes, you heard that right. 1 million. A single coin, once worth 10 cents, now potentially worth 1 million. That's not just a story about inflation or scarcity. That's a story about time, patience, and respect for history. Oh, here's the takeaway. If you have one of these coins, don't brush it off. Don't toss it in a jar or forget about it. Take a closer look. Check its condition. Consider its story. Because in your hands, you may not just be holding change. You may be holding a legacy, a fortune, a silent piece of power from a time that shaped us all. And if you've stayed with me until now, I appreciate you. This channel is for people like you. People who understand that behind every old coin is a tale worth telling. If that sounds like you, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because this is just the beginning. We have so much more to uncover, so many more stories to bring back to life.